What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Crypto Junkie channel. Today, we're going to talk about this crypto meat grinder. We're going to talk about more details because I think a lot of people, we get lost in translation with some of the stuff that I'm saying, and maybe people feel like it's too general and they're like, oh, just name names and, talk about the specific instances where people did things. And so we're going to get into a bit of that, but we're going to focus in on two areas. Like, you can assume that some of this is malevolent and some of it is benevolent, meaning some people are aware that they're fucking retarded and involved in this and some are not because they're just stupid or they're naive or whatever, right? But in the crypto space, there are a ton of bad actors. And I've been talking about it quite a bit. And quick plug for free email series, it's bullrunforever.substack.com. Sweet name, I know, right? So I did a part on Nando's Chicken, part 1 and part 2, basically just talking about like all the different players in the space and just how shitty things really are right now, right? Like, I think back to 2017 and 18, 19 in the ICO era. Well, it was 2018 and 19 actually is when ICO started. But, at the height of this, I remember guys that were trying to launch projects that were telling me about the millions, if not tens of millions of dollars that different exchanges would require in two different fronts. One, just a straight payoff. Like they're asking for a bribe to get listed. And then the rest they would ask for in terms of a certain amount of tokens so that they could become market makers, which if you're new to crypto, or maybe you just don't know, is that when you give someone that much of the coin or the token, they can drive the market up, they can drive it down. They can do whatever they want with it. They are taking that allocation to be a market maker, meaning that they can make the markets. A market maker is exactly what it sounds like. It makes the markets. Now, this is good when a market first starts. This is also good when a market dies and you're trying to get it revamped. But it's very bad like most of the time because you have no control. You have no clue what they're doing, why they're doing it, or what they might do to you. They could decide to dump any second now, any minute, and you would never know it because, the centralization of how much of the coins are in their hands. And so, Binance is guilty of this, but many other players were back then. Bittrex was a big player back then. Who else was around in 2018, 2019? I think that's right when Cryptopia was hacked or closed down or whatever the fuck they decided to do. But yeah, essentially, I think Binance was one of the big players at the time, and that's they were charging a massive amount of money. There's OKEX and there's some Asian exchanges, South American exchanges, European exchanges, but the big one that everyone knows about is definitely Binance. And so, just keep that in mind. Is like they were taking huge amounts of fees, and then they're taking a large amount to be market makers. And this also they do to pump up a coin when it's flatlined and it's dead, right? Like you see this all the time on Binance still to this day, is look what they're running a competition on. And when they start running competitions on old coins that are flatlined and dead, well, there's your answer. So then they run a competition, everyone starts trading it more, brings back attention to that coin, also pumps the shit out of the coin, everyone exits, and then it flatlines again and it's dead, right? Because without any additional narrative or some sort of roadmap to give us a promise, there's really no point to hold on to that coin, right? So it's a temporary pump and dump that they're basically doing on a lot of these projects, right? And so now that we got that piece out of the way, let's talk about players in the space, right? Like last time in the last video, I talked about the meat grinder and I talked about all the YouTubers and stuff, right? And nobody, I think for the most part, like I don't really care to like follow somebody around and like get the gotcha on them. But what I found funny is like literally when I was thinking up this video today is I just jumped over to Twitter and here's a fresh example. So I can show you this example right now in your face. It's not from me. I didn't compile this data. If you want to follow this guy, he's definitely a good follow. Zach XBT. So that's Zach XBT. So here's one that he did on this personality. This guy, if you didn't know, is Ran. What the fuck is his last name? Ran something. Ran away. He's gonna run away with your money. That's what they should call him. So Ran Nooner, and this guy was CNBC host, okay? 464,000 followers. So let that sink in, 464,000 followers. Okay, and so there's a whole story here, but we'll just dive into parts. It started way back in 2018 when he was called out by literally even like one of the nicest guys in crypto, Larry, who works for the block. And this is him getting involved. Okay, this is too much for me not to get involved in. This guy is unreal. He's made millions of dollars shilling in crypto Twitter and now he's blaming ICOs as the problem. So he's tweet quoting this guy when he was complaining about broken industry in 2018. This is kind of interesting coming from you, buddy, because this is how apparently he's made all of his money. So I don't know if this is a little blurry if you can't read it. He literally bought exactly 5,000 in 5,000 ETH, 5,000 Link, 5,000 Luna. We got some BNB in here and FTM. I don't know what the fuck this one is. I don't know what that is either. And so apparently he bought all of these literally at the bottoms or at the very beginning, and he's made $35 million because, you know, he's super smart and you should follow him, right? But here's the weird thing is that there's one example of them talking about a coin on something called Crypto Banter. I don't know what this is, but it's, you know, just walking people off the cliff. And so this is down 97% since they talked about it. I don't know what coin it is. Who cares? There's a ton of examples with this guy. And this is just a small sampling. If you're wondering how he did it, here's AIOZ buying back on April 2nd. And I think this is the one that's down 97%. I think that's one of them. All right, so there's NFA. I don't even know what that is. And then here's him addressing it because this thread went viral today. Like, it's gone viral over the last couple of days. They usually do with this guy, right? And so then he quotes him and says, "Hey, let's send him $250. $250 worth. That'll win him over. Or how about you just address that you're a fucking piece of shit? Like, we could just do that. No, we're not gonna do that. So instead, we're gonna what? Try and throw $250 to some fucking new dog shit at him and hope that works. Like, what kind of fucking drugs are you on, dude? Like, if the guy talked to you about you in the beginning and this is all this guy tweets about, like, you really thought you're gonna win this guy over $250? Some people are just very, very clueless. Okay, our poor haters have nothing better to do. Desperately look at our faults. All right, so here's what I was talking about in the last video. I was talking about the fact that if you give someone long enough time, then it doesn't matter what they do. It's absolutely insane to me, like, that this is even possible, but it's because people have such short attention spans and memories because of all the distractions put in front of them, on purpose, by the way, so that you forget this. So it's very easy now for this guy with 464,000 followers to just come out and be like, oh, it's the haters, bro. It's the trolls. Oh my God, these poor trolls have nothing else to do. But, you know, don't go give them any attention. We're going to try and throw $250 at them and see if that shuts them up. If not, we'll just keep doing our thing, you know, positive vibes in my tribe only, bro. Fuck, dude. How many times have you fucking heard that? The whole point that I wanted to like bring this up is because it's like, here's a real live case study right in front of you of yet another example of a piece of shit human being who's pumping and dumping on your fucking face, and people still think this guy's a hero. It's like, it's upside down world right now, man. It really is. And it's not just with this, it's with fucking literally everything. So here was a post from yesterday. Some people make money off people. We make money with people. Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of drugs you gotta be on, man, to like even think to say stuff like this, you know? But it's gotta be pretty good shit. It's gotta be pretty good stuff. So anyways, ran one small example of like just recent, I guess, storylines of just people doing this, right? This guy, like, look at his wall. His wall is filled with this shit. You wanna really see how bad this stuff goes. Tackles WorldCoin the other day and how big of a scam that is. I mean, fucking this guy's got everything. He's got the goods on everybody. So, if you really want to see, like, Jay, where's your proof and evidence, man? You guys are always talking about these influencers, but why are they so bad? Why are they so bad? Well, because part of it is that they fucking pump and dump on your head. But it gets better. Let me show you something. Hold on. So I shared this with some people. I saw it making its rounds in, I don't know where they got this, but here's one of them. I saw this making its round through some of the communities. We've got BitBoy's going rates. Here's his old rates that you can compare. It is the same exact pricing, okay? So this is like the media sheet that they send out, I guess, the hire me, you know, give me money sheet. So a dedicated review from this guy is $35,000. Fucking hell of a deal, huh? YouTube interview, $40,000. Okay, so let's talk about YouTube for a second, because YouTube is algorithm based. And even if you ask Mr. Beast, which I watched a video of his just yesterday, and he said, look, there is no magic. It's just skill. I was gonna say there's no skill required, but what he literally said was it's all just skill based. So YouTube and tackling the algorithm and winning is just skill based, right? And so I assume you can slap a decent personality on there and you get even further. So now, take a step back. If it's skill based, then how do crypto channels grow and how do crypto channels, like, what's the difference between one that grows and one that doesn't? Because you see a ton of great ones and you're like, wow, why is this guy got like 1,000 followers? He talks like really good shit. Like, by the way, our channel, why do we have like less than 5,000 followers or subscribers, right? But it's because that the skill that's required to get circulation in the crypto space is exactly what's the worst things for you. It's watch me make $1 million off NFTs, 10 hidden gems this week, 100 hidden gems next week, metaverse this, nope, NFTs this, come look over here, altcoins, nope, it's meme coins this week, nope, it's Shiba this week, nope, it's back to altcoins, oh shit, come over here, it's back to Bitcoin and majors, oh no, fuck all that, it's back to gold and silver. It's like, they will talk about whatever will get attention and get clicks. And that usually is the exact opposite of what you need. So it's the same behavior that the media is involved in. It's the same behavior that, what's happening with social media, and it's eroding away our attention spans. It's getting you to like, look over here, now look over here, now look over here, look over here. It's a shiny object syndrome that when you pair that with a large populace that's already brainwashed or like eroded and worn down from 18 months of lockdowns maybe, and you add on top of that misinformation hitting them left, right, and center. Who do I trust? Where do I go? All I want to do is just be away from all this political shit and just come and have comfort with my friendly YouTuber over here who's gonna help me pick out some fucking gems. Yeah, you and a million other people who just watched that video. I'm sure nobody's gonna go and buy that right now, right? Yeah, right. So, like, they know like what kind of reach that they get, they know what kind of influence that they got on price action. And so a lot of times when these guys are talking about projects, they've gotten an allocation, they've gotten some sort of payment from the project, right? And then when they queue up that video, that's their exit strategy. You are their exit liquidity. Not always, but a lot of times, yeah. So they could be like, oh, I believe in this project, man. I'll be buying it. I'm thinking about buying it. Maybe I'll buy it. They didn't fucking buy it. And they might show you 10,000 coins, 100,000, a million. It doesn't mean they bought it. They were probably given it, right? And this is one small example. I know that you're probably thinking like, gosh, maybe that's an anomaly, right? Well, it's not. Let me pull up another one for you. Here is the going rate stat. This was tracked by Luna, a company called Luna. And these are a little bit old, but let your imagination fill in the rest of the gaps here. Let me zoom in case you can't read shit. Here's Chico Crypto, which, by the way, I think charges $10,000 just to come on and do an interview. I heard that recently. So I don't know how the fuck he thinks he's so special, but he actually goes up to $45,000 apparently. Look at this. I don't know who JRNY is. Who cares? 70,000. Here's BitBoy, 40,000. Ivan on Tech, $100,000 for this guy to do a dedicated review. $100,000 for this guy to do a review on your project. Let that sink in. And obviously we got some like what look like good deals in comparison to the rest. Crypto Chris coming over here with a $1,200 fee. That's looking pretty good. And where's the rest of it? I got the rest right here. Here is the rest of it. Oh, here's Twitter. So good look at Twitter. So, those people that you thought you were following that, no, they're not dumping on me, man. There's no way they would dump on me. But, they do it in a good way, like they talk about the project in a fair way. They disclose that they got, a holdings that they gave them. Whatever, dude. Whatever you got to fucking sell yourself to sleep at night, right? Yeah, and so again, like $400 for a tweet, $500 for a tweet. Altcoin Sarah. I've seen all kinds of people simping for her throughout the years. All kinds of people just simping in general for these people. And here they are on the list. So, whoops. Anyway, the point is that you're their exit liquidity. The game is for you to look at their video, so they've got to do it as clickbaity as possible. They clickbait you with the title, they clickbait you with the thumbnail, they clickbait you with the content inside. And yes, they might do a good job breaking down the project. That doesn't really fucking matter at that point. Because is it in your best interest to keep, it's like a bouncy ball. Do we keep just jumping in project to project to project? When you start a bouncy ball out, it's got big bounces in the beginning, right? But then what happens to every single bouncy ball? Does it keep bouncing forever? Or does it fucking flatline? That's your net worth flatlining. And eventually your fucking net worth is zero. And it just even stops rolling. And it just stops. The bouncy ball is your fucking net worth. That's your portfolio. So is it in your best interest to keep watching these fucking hidden gem videos and this and 10x, this is gonna do 1,000x, this is gonna do fucking 15 millionx? No, dude. And what's funny about this is you look at something like Hex and it's gotten very little publicity from the big, YouTube influencers because none of them got paid. So if they didn't get paid, they aren't going to talk about it. So that should tell you where their allegiance is right now. Because if they were really about you and helping you, they would have just shot a video about the project, right? Or even Pulse, right? How many of them shot a video about Pulse? BitBoy talking about it? Nah, I don't think so. Because he ain't been paid fucking 40 grand. So anyways, if their agenda was really you and not them, then the whole structure would be different. But yeah, just look at something like Hex, which has done what, 1,000,000%? None of them talking about it. Where was that in the 10x, 100x, 1000x hidden gem video? Where the fuck was that? Gone. Not even in there, right? But they'll literally talk about everything else. So I hope that this drives home the point, and like this needs to be discussed more. So it's not like, oh yeah, go and burn them down and attack them, cancel them. No, who gives a fuck about that? It's like you got to understand is that everyone in the market serves value to a certain demographic of people. So the people that stick around the most usually are because they're providing value to some sliver of the populace, right? In that market, in that niche. So what is the solution to all this? Not trying to go and burn people down and cancel them. No, the solution to all this is to raise the level of education. If you raise the level of education in the entire space, they stop listening to motherfuckers like that and they just go away. Please just go away. All of them. Fuck, get out of here. Right? But you can't just ask that or demand it, is that you have to do it through the means that actually works. It's called education. And once that happens and the bar is raised, either they got to get smarter or talk differently or figure out a new way to manipulate and fucking wordsmith everything, or they just go away, right? So that's a deeper aspect of the problem, and then how you fix it. All right, my friends, comment below if you got something to say, or if you just want to help us with the algorithms. We got to grow this community one way or another. You know the game. It's commenting, it's liking. And then if you're brand new here and you like this sort of thing, subscribe, stick around, and hit the bell notification. That way you don't miss out on future videos. See ya.